Alrighty, so today my pick is going to be Ogre Magi. This is probably my favorite tune for a couple of reasons. Firstly, his base hit damage is quite high. I mean, to start for farming and denying, I mean, very much early game stuff, but I do like a caster who's got a nice ability to farm without having to rely on his actual mana abilities. He can fulfill almost any role within a group. Also, in doing so, he can do it quite successfully. He can play carry, support. He can play carry, support, or semi-carry, depending on what's needed. And yeah, I mean, as a Warcraft fan, I like playing a character that's that reminds me of a character within the game. I'm into my lore. And to me that looks like a badass Shogal that's carrying around his big club of death. Although in this case, this is what I've got on him. Yeah, let's give it a go. Cool. So for the sake of this video, I'm gonna go mid just so I can get all the benefits, all the experience, and hopefully I'll be able to farm up all the items that I like to play for. Even if I show the first 4 or 3 items, I think I'll give you a good start. Just as a note, I like to use Purge's Guard to support Ogre. Almost a couple of the items are almost identical to a support build, but I mean, in this case I'm going to be playing carry, but you'll find a lot of the items are quite close in terms of the different builds. Slight variations where you'd be buying a mechanism. I would be buying a bloodstone, for example. The goal is to basically increase the mana pool and regeneration as much as possible. Fuck, can't do it. So Fire Blast. This ability is a stun. This is probably your primary damaging ability and the one you're going to be relying on the most. Comes with 1.5 seconds stun. At its max level, it does about 220 damage. Combined with the ulti passive ability, it reduces your cooldown and increases the mana slightly, but you can double, triple, or quadruple the damage you do on your Fire Blast, which is considerable. And if you quadruple the damage on a fully leveled Fire Blast, it means you'll put out just under 1,000 damage, which is pretty good, not bad. It's more like 900, I think, but my math isn't good. Next is Ignite, an awesome ability to initiate with or to use to help escape. It places on a dot that it slows and damages, which is great. So leading into a fight, this is a good one to use, because this dot will be working as you while you have the enemy stunned and you're chasing them down. Many times I've killed people because the dot on the Ignite still ticked while they were running away back to base, so that's a good one. Bloodlust, this is something you primarily want to use on a heavy pure carrier in the game. For example, in my case, I would probably cast it on the Viper and the Sven, just because their auto attacks is where they get the bulk of their damage from. So by increasing their attack speed and movement speed, it makes the enemies like easier to kill, and if you're using it as an escape, it will make you harder to kill. For me, this is a mid to late game ability, just purely because you want to use it on your strongest carry if you aren't the carry yourself. And even in saying that, you're not going to be relying on your auto attacks. You're going to be relying on your Fire Blast primarily, and then secondly your Ignite, which you cast almost one after the other, if you can, in order to get the best results. This is an ability, Bloodlust is an ability you want to use on a person, a tune that gets the most damage out of their attacking abilities. As I explained briefly, multicast basically takes one of your damaging abilities or your Bloodlust and increases the effects of them by either 2, 3 times or 4 times respectively. For Fire Blast, it literally just increases the amount of damage done without increasing the amount of stun. Ignite increases the dot damage, and you'll notice that if you quadruple it, your Ogre Magi seems to just chuck Ignite all over the show, which in a team fight, especially if it's spread out considerably, it's quite awesome. You can get that dot on everyone and slow everyone down, even though they are quite far apart. I mean, it does have a radius, but which at max level is considerable, but it's pretty good. And then Bloodlust. Bloodlust, when it's double, triples, or quadruples, it applies a Bloodlust effect to multiple characters. Okay, so that's the basic breakdown of the final items on my tune. Not in order of importance, but the Mana Boots, Veil of Discord, Bloodstone, and Aghanim's. Arcane Boots are just there to provide you and your team a little bit of extra mana, especially when you guys are low and need it for escapes and kills. Veil of Discord increases the amount of magic damage taken. So for you, it would increase the damage of the ignites and the stuns. It's got quite a high cooldown relatively, so use it to try and get all the enemies in there because it's quite a big area you can cast. Bloodstone, well, pocket deny. If you're about to die and you want to deny the enemy team a kill, you can activate it to kill yourself. Every time you kill a person or you in visual range of a person dying with your character, it adds a number onto the bloodstone, which reduces the amount of time you dead, which is great, and it gives you a very good amount of health and mana regen, which is awesome for mid to late game. Aghanim Scepter, it increases your ulti, but with this, the main thing is that it increases your percentage to proc multicast, and it gives you an extra stun, which is awesome. So yeah, sorry about the terrible performance. You're probably not going to see most of it, but yeah, that's the game. Thanks, folks.